Imagine walking down a street in a city you've never visited. You pass a door, there is no sign, there are no flashing lights, no posters in the window, and no one standing outside trying to hand you a flyer. In fact, the door is locked. To get in, you have to press a small silver button and wait for a person in a tailored suit to look through a camera and decide if they want to let you in. Most business owners look at that and think it's a disaster. They think you're making it too hard to buy. But that door is the entrance to a brand that makes more profit in a single afternoon than most businesses make in a month. This is the silent, often irrational world of luxury branding. In 2026, where everything is available instantly and cheap and fast is the default, luxury is a psychological fortress. It defies the traditional laws of supply and demand. If you've ever wondered why someone will wait 2 years for a watch or pay 10 times the market rate for a hotel room just because of the logo on the soap, you're looking at a masterpiece of human psychology. Today, you're going to peel back the curtain on how these brands work and how you can use these principles to move your business from a commodity to a necessity. The first principle of luxury is the Veblen Effect. In a normal business, when you raise the price, demand goes down. That's basic economics. But in the luxury world, the opposite is true. When the price goes up, the desire for the product increases because the price isn't a hurdle, it's a feature. High price is a signal of scarcity, and scarcity is the ultimate currency of status. I remember a friend who started a bespoke fragrance house. He was selling his perfumes for $100 a bottle and barely making rent. He was competing with every department store brand in the world. I told him to stop trying to be accessible. He did a limited run, changed the glass to a heavier, hand-blown crystal, and raised the price to $800. He didn't change the liquid inside. Suddenly, he wasn't competing with the mall anymore. He was in a category of his own. People didn't just buy the scent, they bought the fact that most people couldn't. Luxury branding is the art of selling a no to the masses so you can sell a yes to the few. If your business feels like a race to the bottom, it's because you haven't given your customers a reason to feel like they are part of an elite circle. You are selling a tool when you should be selling a transformation of status. The second principle is the architecture of distance. Most marketing is obsessed with being close to the customer. We want to be in their inbox and in their face every 5 minutes. Luxury brands do the opposite. They create distance. They make it intentionally difficult to find them. Think about a high-end furniture designer who doesn't have a buy now button. You have to call an agent. You have to visit a showroom. You have to wait. This friction is a psychological filter. In 2026, convenience is common, which means convenience is cheap. If you want to be viewed as high value, you have to stop being so available. You have to create a sacred space around your work. When you make a customer work to get to you, the moment they finally arrive, they aren't looking for a discount. They're looking for a reason to belong. If you're sitting there right now feeling like your business is just a high-speed treadmill of availability, if you're answering emails at midnight just to stay afloat, you are devaluing your own brand every single day. You're acting like a commodity because you don't have the systems to act like a leader. Do you want to start fixing your business today? We have a resource designed specifically for this. You can download our free checklist right now. It only takes 15 minutes to go through, but it's built to save you 10+ hours a week by showing you exactly which low-value tasks are keeping you from building a high-value brand. You can find the link in the description below. It's the first step towards creating the distance you need to actually grow. The third principle is the rejection of the many. Most businesses try to appeal to everyone. Luxury brands are brutally exclusive. They are comfortable telling 99% of the world that this isn't for them. I knew a bespoke knife maker who refused to sell his work to anyone who hadn't completed a basic culinary safety course. He didn't care if you had the money. He cared if you had the right to own his art. By rejecting the wrong customers, he made the right customers feel like they were part of a secret society. This is the psychology of the in-group. We are social animals, and nothing makes us feel more secure than knowing we are in a group that others can't enter. If your marketing sounds like everyone else's, it's because you're afraid to offend the people who were never going to buy from you anyway. True luxury requires the courage to be ignored by the many so you can be adored by the few. The fourth principle is the focus on heritage over features. If you go to a luxury watch store, they won't talk to you about the accuracy of the gears. They will talk to you about the year the founder was born, the mountains the watch has climbed, and the legacy it will leave for your children. They are selling you a piece of history. In the commodity world, we compete on specs. My laptop is faster. My car has more cup holders. In the luxury world, we compete on soul. Even if your business is only 6 months old, you have to find your lineage. Why does this exist? What tradition are you upholding? What are you willing to die for in your process? When you sell a story, you are selling something that can't be compared on a spreadsheet. You are moving the conversation from the brain to the heart, and that is where the highest margins live. The fifth principle is the sacred ritual. A luxury purchase is never just a transaction, it is a ceremony. Think about the way a high-end car is delivered, the silk cover, the personal walkthrough. These aren't just customer service steps, they are rituals that imbue the object with meaning. Most business owners try to make their delivery as efficient as possible. They want it to be fast and invisible. But when you make it invisible, you make it forgettable. To build a luxury brand, you have to slow the customer down. You have to create a moment of awe during the handoff. The packaging should be so beautiful that the customer feels guilty throwing it away. If you treat your product like a package from a warehouse, your customer will treat it like trash. If you treat it like a relic, they will treat it like an investment. The sixth principle is extreme specificity. Luxury is not general excellence, it is niche perfection. A luxury brand doesn't try to be the best at everything. It chooses one tiny element and obsesses over it. I saw this with a high-end travel agency that only did trips to one specific region in the Arctic. They didn't do Europe or the tropics. They did the cold, and they did it better than anyone on the planet. Because they were so specific, they could charge $50,000 for a trip that others sold for $5,000. When you are the only in your category, you are no longer a choice. You are a destination. Most founders are too afraid to be specific because they don't want to miss out on the rest of the market. But the rest of the market is where the noise is. The profit is in the corner. The seventh principle is the scarcity of soul. In a world of AI-generated content and factory-made products, the ultimate luxury is the human touch. It's the slight imperfection in a hand-stitched leather seat. It's the fact that a real person spent 40 hours making the thing you are holding. Luxury brands don't hide their people, they celebrate their owners. They show the ache behind the art. People aren't just paying for the material, they are paying for the time of another human being. In your business, this means showing the work. Show the mistakes, the iterations, and the passion. When a customer sees the soul behind the brand, they stop being a consumer and start being a patron. And a patron will support you through anything. Luxury branding isn't about being fancy, it's about being intentional. It's about understanding that the human brain craves meaning, status, and belonging far more than it craves a bargain. If you can build a brand that respects the customer enough to be difficult, that values the process enough to be slow, and that loves the work enough to be specific, you will find yourself in a category of one. You will stop fighting for attention and start commanding reverence. This is the ultimate goal of any founder, to build something that doesn't just solve a problem, but defines a standard. Making this shift is terrifying. It goes against everything the hustle culture tells you about being fast, cheap, and everywhere. But look at the brands that have lasted for 100 years. They didn't get there by being convenient. They got there by being uncompromising. They built a system that protected their value so they could focus on the work that actually matters. They moved from being the engine of their business to being the architect of their legacy. Are you ready for the complete self-running business system? We've created the best business course on the market because we want to show you exactly how we build businesses that run without us. We take these high-level principles of psychology and leverage and turn them into a step-by-step operational blueprint. You can sign up 100% free, no credit card required, and get instant access to the full course intro right now. The link is in the description, and it's the very next video on your screen. Luxury is a mirror. It shows the customer who they want to be, but it also shows the founder who they are willing to become. It's time to stop hiding behind your prices and start standing behind your value. Go to your office today and find one thing you're doing just to be convenient and ask yourself if it's actually making you common. Then have the courage to press that silver button and lock the door. The right people will wait, so I'll wait and see you in the next one.